Fnm lays out its stance on the upcoming gambling referendum.
From every rooftop to every yard, if you don't know, I say to the Bahamian people, vote no.
The Ministry of Agriculture says it takes animal abuse seriously.
Generally, the horses are taken care of.
Plus, the Bahamas looking to attract a new type of tourist.
We want to make sure that we are focusing more heavily on sustainable tourism.
I'm Nikia DeVoe, and this is NB12 Weekend. Welcome to NB12 Weekend. Thanks for spending your Sunday evening with us. Fnm leader Dr. Hubert Minnis revealing the party's official stance on the government's intended gambling referendum. At a press conference today at Fnm headquarters, Minnis said he has deep concerns about the methodology and true intentions behind the PLP's rush to hold a poll on December 3rd. Paige McCartney has more.
The Fnm leader says for now, Bahamians need to vote no if they don't know the answer to 17 critical questions he says the Prime Minister and the PLP government need to answer before the December 3rd poll.
And our most concern is that the Bahamians understand exactly what they are being asked to vote for. The FNM's entire foundation, the formation of the FNM, was transparency and accountability, and we will hold the present government to that.
Minnis said there are just too many questions surrounding such a serious matter and Bahamians are being left in the dark. He said with only 3 weeks before the poll, no relevant information has been shared and Bahamians need to know exactly what it is they are voting to approve or disapprove.
Obviously, the questions I put forth have not been answered. Those questions need to be answered. The Bahamian public must be informed of the entire process of the legal framework, and these entire questions must be answered. Until they can be answered, the Bahamian people is in the lurk.
Those questions amount to 17. They include what will be the transparent, fair, and objective standards used to determine which web shops will be permitted to remain in business, if any? Where are the draft regulations to be issued under the Lotteries and Gaming Act, which will set those fair and objective standards? And how does the government plan to spend tax revenue generated from gambling?
What is the legal basis for the holding of a non-constitutional referendum or opinion poll? Where did the Prime Minister obtain his projected figure of 20 million in tax revenue per annum? Kindly provide a copy of any actuarial or professional report which justifies such a prediction. Would the Prime Minister kindly provide a copy of any such report?
Minnis said if the government can answer those specific questions in the next 3 weeks leading up to the December 3rd poll, then perhaps the party would change its stance. He said there's too much uncertainty that the government is doing a poor job addressing. Particularly, the Fnm leader alluded to the people leading the push for a referendum.
Can the Prime Minister unequivocally assure the Bahamian people that campaign donors of the PLP will not receive special consideration should they apply for a web shop gaming license?
Prime Minister Perry Christie has promised that he would reveal more on the referendum on Tuesday and has also promised to fly in the UK consultants so that they may field questions from the media. Reporting for NB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
Well, following the announcement of Fnm Senator Javargo Lang's resignation from the upper chamber yesterday, Dr. Minnis today reassured that the move is not indicative of discord within the party. Minnis told reporters that he has been speaking with Lang about his resignation for some time now, and his announcement was no surprise to anyone. Minnis added that the party has not yet determined who will replace Lang in the Senate. He said he would have to consult with fellow Fnm parliamentarians and executive members of the party.
Senator Lang and I have had discussions, and he's decided that this is probably the best time for him to resign for personal reasons. This has been an ongoing discussion, so it's nothing new to the party, to me, etc.
In the meantime, the party is preparing to hold elections this week Thursday to determine who will be chairman, vying for the post of former Labor Minister Dion Fowkes and former acting chairman Darren Cash. Well, in other news, a 15-year-old girl and her 50-year-old father in police custody tonight. Police say the duo was found in possession of 2 illegal pistols, a large amount of ammunition, and suspected marijuana. The drugs weigh an estimated 2 pounds and are worth around $2,000. According to police reports, officers discovered the items after searching their Kim's Crescent apartment yesterday afternoon. Meantime, a 28-year-old Colombian man is in police custody after he was allegedly caught trying to smuggle $75,000 worth of cocaine out of the country Friday evening. Officers at the airport police station arrested the man in the U.S. departure lounge at Lyndon Pindling International Airport. They claim he had 5 kilos of suspected cocaine on him at the time. And police also investigating a fire at Magic City nightclub in the Cable Beach shopping center yesterday. Smoke was seen coming from the 13-room single-story building around 4:23 p.m. Firefighters met the interior of the club engulfed in flames, but were able to get the fire under control and ultimately extinguish it. This is the club's second fire. Well, yesterday we talked about the controversy surrounding the Surrey industry, as many Bahamians and visitors call for the government to enforce laws that protect animals. Despite complaints that horses are mistreated and not well kept, Minister of Agriculture V. Alfred Gray says his department doesn't have evidence to support that. But if it is found that any animal dies due to negligence, the people responsible will be brought to justice.
Animal owners generally in our country are governed by the Animals Protections Act. With respect to horses and Surrey drivers, they are to have inspections before they are allowed to go on the streets.
Gray says the government takes the treatment of animals very seriously and the laws in place reflect that.
So far, I haven't had any information reaching me that horses are generally not in good condition. I have not myself gone to see their conditions because we have a department, the veterinary department, that deals with animals, and if there is an infraction, they do what they have to do.
Yesterday, CAB's board member Dr. Kwesi Smith talked about the Surrey operators not making enough money to care for horses, as they're only allowed to charge $10 per person. Minister Gray says he believes the industry can flourish, but the key is to keep it small and properly regulated.
The horses are to be every day shaded. When they're not working, they're to be shaded, they're to be given water, they're to be given food, and generally that happens. There may be an occasional occurrence which we must either reprimand or otherwise the owner, but generally the horses are taken care of. I do believe that there is money to be made, and they do make a living from it, but at the moment there might be under 10 in business right now. And maybe that's a good number, having regard to the fact that the more you put out there, the less income would be made by any one of them. And we would want them to make a living so that they can take care of their horses. And so we will control it if we need to do so, but there is no need to get involved in that part of it at the moment.